is up, YouTube? I am back. Super excited because I actually got some car parts this time that I can share with you guys. I got a set of outlets. It's just one part. Um, and I'm really excited. I got a good deal on it. It's not exactly what I wanted. I prefer, to have some metal outlets. They are silicone outlets. The outlets are what go from your turbo to your intercooler, so it takes all the hotness from your turbo, puts to your intercooler, so your intercooler can cool it down. We're gonna take a look at that. And I got some gold heat tape. I got it off of Amazon and just kind of randomly bought it, knowing that I would probably need it for this. I've heard a couple issues with the silicone, the way that it's ran next to the turbo. It can, either rub on it and get really hot and melt through it, or somehow it wears through it, melts through it or something. So my really good buddy told me about that. So I got some heat tape, and we're going to wrap it where I think is probably the best spot, and we'll eventually install it. I might have somebody give me a hand with that, and I'll also make a video on that. So today we're just going to take a quick look at the outlet itself, and we'll go through doing some prep work for getting the outlet wrapped with heat tape, and we'll just kind of take a quick look in the engine bay, and I'll point out where this bad boy's going. There's a lot of really good YouTube videos on how to install this. If I was going to do it myself, I would probably just check out one of those. So let's take a look at the outlet, and I'm gonna flip around the camera and we'll be right back. All right, so here we got our MMP Performance Engineering inlet. It is one of the same manufacturers as my some of the parts of my car. So I have MMP downpipes and an MMP charge pipe with a Turbo Smart blow-off valve. And then this is my Amazon heat reflective tape. So I did a little research on this, and these guys, Design Engineering Inc., seem to be a pretty reputable brand. I really like to do my research on things, even if I do just buy it off of Amazon, before I even just like put it near my car most of the time. So I'm gonna get the tube cleaned up, the silicone tube cleaned up, and just so the tape sticks a little bit better. I'm gonna actually go over a couple research articles that I found while kind of just looking into the heat tape to see if it's legit or not. Yeah, so let's actually go over here really quick and take a look at, I'm just grabbing my flashlight, which is this really awesome Griot's Garage. Oh, I have it upside down. Griot's Garage. It's their swirl finder light, but it's super handy. It's got this little dial thing that turns it on, and you can adjust the brightness on it just with the little spin of the dial. I'm by no means sponsored by them, even though I wish I was. So it's also got this really super bright light at the end of it. You can find the specs on their website. I won't try to tell you what the specs are, but basically all my stuff is from Griot's that I use to detail. Because I'm a little obsessed with the brand. They are an amazing, detailing brand. But there's others out there that are just as good. I just happen to be biased towards them. In their flagship stores in Tacoma, which is where I used to live, I actually still kind of live by there. So not too far away. So anyways, let's take a look at the engine bay here. And I'm just gonna get this so I can hold it for you guys. So I got my light here. So basically, what we have. Try to get a good angle with the camera and the light. This is not so great. So you see the silver pipe here. That's the stock outlet. It's got some heat shielding on there, so that's mainly where I'm going to focus on putting the heat tape. Maybe go up a little bit further, maybe go closer to the turbo on this end too. I don't want to overdo it. You see some Hondas, no offense to Honda guys, you can make those fast and cool, but sometimes you see people's whole engine bays wrapped with that stuff. So what I'm trying to do is get down there and show you kind of where that twist is. I don't know if I can get the camera down here far enough, but basically that's right down in here. Sorry for all the noise of my flashlight clinking around. Anyways, so right down in there. Wow, I'm not very good at this here. Again, the silver piping that you can see down there, I can see it so much better with the naked eye. So right below that line right there, that silver pipe, that connects to the intercooler. Yeah, so anyways, that's my engine bay, and that's where the stock outlet lives. I'm gonna go hop over to the computer to show you guys a couple of those articles, and we'll get to cleaning the outlet. So yeah, we'll see in a minute. All right, so I wanted to take a look at the heat tape that I purchased. So I just bought this heat tape off of Amazon, and I wanted to make sure that the product's legit. So I did a little research. It seems that it is. I did stumble across this website just through a simple Google search, kind of explaining the benefits of gold heat tape, and what it actually is best used for. These guys are pushing their own brand as well, so of course they're going to kind of talk it up a little bit, but it's definitely something that I'll be using here on the outlet. So I wanted to make sure it was going to be beneficial. The product itself did get pretty good reviews, even though they were from a couple of years ago. This one's from 2017, and then they have a couple bad reviews, like these utterly useless ones. So we'll keep an eye on the quality of the product, and we're also going to probably test it out as far as the heat resistance does go, and kind of the flammability resistance as well. So this is their actual website. So they look pretty legit, and have quite a few products. So basically I just went through and searched out their product, which that I bought off of Amazon, which is this one here. So it looks legit. They line out all the details of this product, what it's made out of, how it's made, all of that good stuff. Can handle up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit, which is good, since these will be right next to the turbos, and those get very hot. I did come across this forum posting. It is from, I don't know, 2013 it looks like. So it is pretty old. Brought me to this website here. They did mention DEI, which is the brand that I got. So it seems like they've been around for a while, and are pretty experienced with this stuff. So that website looks like it was built in like 1995, or like when I was or I built it when I was like 12 years old designing websites. But other than that, they have how to tell the difference down here. And I read through this, and it seems it seems like the stuff that I got is pretty legit. Then I stumbled across this website, which does have the exact stuff that I bought here, ranked at number 2. And they give some good questions here to ask yourself when you're purchasing heat tape, to make sure that you're purchasing it for the right reason and you're purchasing quality stuff. And I'll put all of these links in the description so you guys can check them out. I know I'm kind of just clicking through them here. And then I went through here as well just because I did do an initial test and lit the piece on fire that I was testing, but I think I was not doing a very relative test, since I was kind of engulfing the whole thing in the flame. So I did look up, what does a lighter flame burn at, which is 600 to 800 degrees Celsius, which is super hot. The heat tape's good to up to 850. So we're gonna hold the lighter up close to it, as opposed to right on it, so it doesn't light on fire in my hands, and like my other video that I am not going to post. Real quick, so I cut a piece off. Here is the packaging, and here's the roll of tape. And I just got my handy dandy lighter. I took the backing off of it. So as you can see, this was the piece that I already tested. So that's what happens, and I'll show you again here. But it does have the qualities of legitimate heat tape, I believe. So let's take a look at that. So before, I was holding it below and kind of caught the adhesive on fire not right away, but in the tests on the 1995 website, they said that they did it for 1 second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So I'm just going to do it for a quick 5 seconds and show you guys how that's going to go. I shouldn't light my finger on fire. I'm trying to get this in the camera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's smoking a little bit. Got a little black on the back, but again, remember the temperature at which the flame is at, and I was holding it pretty close. So we can even do it again here. No marking on the front of it. And we'll go ahead and we'll do it for a little bit longer, see if we can catch it on fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, it's smoking, but I can touch it on the back side, and it didn't burn through. So this looks legit. We'll go ahead and I'll just go over quickly on my cleaning process, and then we might start wrapping it a little bit, just to kind of go over my thought process on that. So we'll see you here soon. All right, so we got our outlet here. Even though it was brand new and probably just sitting on the shelf collecting dust, I'm just going to go over my quick cleaning procedure. I do this with just pretty much anything that just I want to do a quick sanitization, or get something prepped, to put a sticker on, wrap something, put on a wing, or some aero parts or something like that. So basically what I have here in this bottle is just about I would say a third or so of isopropyl alcohol. That's this guy right here. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol, and filled up the bottle with about a third of isopropyl alcohol, and then the rest with just water. And it actually makes a really good window cleaning spray, which is basically what I'm using it for currently. But we're going to go over really quick just how to clean this. So the main parts of the turbo, or of the outlet that will be next to the turbo, will be this part here. I'll try to orient it so you can see what I mean. So this actually goes about like that, more or less, and this curly part, which I'll bring over here, goes down into the turbo, and then the turbo sits underneath it. So it sits right down here, and then sits along this part mostly, which is where you can see the stock heat shield on the stock outlets. So I'm going to focus mainly on, cleaning and wrapping this part, cleaning and wrapping the end of this where it connects to the turbo, and then cleaning and wrapping the end of this that connects to the turbo as well. I'm just going to do this really quick, so I'm going to try not to talk through it, as I will probably just do a quick little fast forward through this. So. Okay, now that that's done, I'm just going to take my towel, which this is a pretty nice detailing towel, but I have a lot of them, so I'm using it for this right now. I'm going to take the actual just pure isopropyl alcohol, spray a little bit on my rag here, and just hit some of the key spots, where I'll be placing the tape. Kind of lift that up and get underneath there as I'll be going around the outside of this. And I'm doing this mainly because it's cleaning the surface so that the adhesive will stick better, because we don't want it coming off and lighting on fire. So I got the main part where the turbo and a lot of the heat's gonna be. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on here and get the end of this. I'm probably not gonna wrap any further than to maybe here, if that at all. I'll probably go down to like right there, but basically that's it. So now we have a clean and prepped silicone outlet, which we'll go ahead and start wrapping with a little bit of tape. All right, we're back here to put a little bit of this heat tape on here and kind of show you my process on that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this area here, as this is where the stock heat shield is on the stock outlets. And this is a pretty easy section to tackle. I'm gonna start basically from kind of here where it's straight. It's not like a curved elbow, so I don't have to do any crazy little angled cuts to make it look nice. And then I'm probably go to about the inside of here, and then again I'm gonna do the outside of this, and then I'll do the outside end of this, of course. So we'll get this put back here into the frame. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape without taking the adhesive off or anything. We're going to go to our starting point, make sure it sits nice and flat. And I'm just going to actually let it overlap, probably like a half an inch or something like that. Maybe a half an inch or something. And then I'm just going to snip it to know how long it is. And instead of trying to struggle with it, while it's wrapped around there and cutting it straight, I'll just take it off, cut it off, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start with, so let's take a look here. So since this sits in a downward position, like that, or like that, the turbo is going to be on this side. So I'm probably going to put the seam more towards the outside like on the bottom area. So it's harder to see for looks. And then also we have full coverage where most of the heat's gonna be. So I'm gonna just flip this over here. We'll probably start in this area here. I'm gonna take the adhesive off. Just go slow so it doesn't rip or anything like that. All right. And I am just going to start at our starting point here. And then just go around and press down. I believe it's applied with pressure. So the harder you press down, the better the adhesive will be. And I don't know, you know, not a lot of people probably wrapped things, but kind of want to just make sure you work out any air bubbles in there, just like you're wrapping something as you're coming around, you know. And that way, you know, if you're pressing down trying to get air bubbles out, you're also applying pressure, which of course, again, the adhesive, I believe, gets applied with pressure. So we'll see if this likes this silicone. You know, we did clean it up pretty well, but the more you put it on and pull it off, you know, the less it's gonna stick. So you kind of want to avoid that, unlike what I'm doing right now. And we have it all the way wrapped around. It's not perfectly lined up like my OCD would like, but as I'm trying to spread this, there's some wrinkles getting in here and I'm not liking it too much. I don't know that this heat tape is going to stick to this silicone very well. So it's a little iffy. I'm not sure that the actual adhesive is getting along with the silicone, but perhaps we can throw an extra layer on there just to be careful. So basically for the rest of it, I'll just do the same thing, slightly overlapping, maybe an 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch on each one, and then at that point I'll be done. But yeah, as far as it sticking to this silicone, I'll probably go over it once and then add another layer, and then we'll see how that goes. So next time you see it, I'll have an update for you on the adhesive, and we'll probably be getting things ready to install it. So I wanted to show you how to wrap this properly after some trial and error. I found this procedure to be the best way to go about it for me. I also didn't end up wrapping the ends of these because I don't exactly know where or if there will be hose clamps on those. So I will take a look at that before I install it, and if I feel like it, I'll go ahead and wrap it. But I think this is pretty good protection. Might be a little overkill, but personally I think it looks cool. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this this method that I decided on doing here. And what we'll end up doing is applying it to the piece here. And I have my seam running along here. So just going to take and peel a small amount of the backing off like so. And I want to start my seam right about there. I'm just overlapping this other piece. And I found that doing the edges with the skinnier piece, so this is the normal width, and I cut it in half with scissors. Doing it with the skinnier piece on the edge also helps hold it down on the edge, make for a nice seal, and then holds down everything else that you got there. So what I'm doing here is I got it started, pulled the backing off just a little bit, and I'm holding it with my thumb and kind of pulling. And then as I pull, I apply pressure, and I can just push it down like that. The backing is still on there. Okay. So as I peel the backing off a little bit, I'll pull on the tape and apply pressure with my thumb. And I'll try to get this so you can see it a little bit better. So I pull off the tape a little bit, pull on it, and then apply pressure. And I just do that all the way around until we run out. And I found that not only helps the tape stick better when you're pulling on it and doing small sections at a time, it's easier to control, and it also comes out with a slightly smoother finish than if you took the backing completely off like I did in my earlier video. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit better way to do this, and I'm just pulling this off a little bit at a time, just a ½ inch at a time, pulling it with my fingers down and then applying pressure, just kind of going all the way down until we get to the end, and that's it. What's going on? I just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. In the upcoming videos, we'll probably have some detailing action going on, and definitely a video of getting the outlets installed. So stay tuned, and again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.